Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. This channel Aware Science is all about trying to learn various concepts of data science by practicing a lot of questions. This video is in continuation of the series where we are trying to learn Python by solving interview questions from top tech companies like Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix and Google. If you're preparing for any of these roles, this is a great series to follow and build your concepts. So yeah, let's jump right in. In this video, we are going to solve this question on status crash regarding users activity per month day. This question has been asked in meta interviews and it's a great question if you're preparing for data engineer, data scientist, BI analyst, data analyst or ML engineer roles. Okay, the question reads, return a distribution of users activity per day of the month. By distribution, we mean the number of posts per day of the month. So we are given a data frame called Facebook post and our expected output is a pandas data frame with two different columns, post date, so basically day of the month, and the number of posts. Let's inquire about this data frame called Facebook post, and it has 5 different columns: post ID, poster, post text, post keywords and post date. If I look at the data type of the post date column, date time. So we have learned that whenever we are dealing with date time, it is better to import a library called datetime SDT because it is very powerful working with datetime data types. Okay, now what we need to do is from this post date we need to extract the day of the month. So how can we do that? Let's create a new column called day of the month. So let's call this a day of month, and what we basically are going to do is take this data frame Facebook post, take the column called post date, and then use the date time library day method. And if I go ahead and return the Facebook post, so that is going to say that okay, now we have created a column called day of the month, which is basically, so this was 1st of January 2019, so this is the first day, so this was second day and so on. Once we have this, then what we need to do is we need to group by this day of the month and count the number of unique post ID, and that is going to give you the user activity because that is what the question says. We mean the number of posts per day of the month. So what we can do is let's dot group by the day of the month column and then use the dot aggregate method that we have learned about. The final name of the column that we want is user activity. And how are we going to populate this column? Take the column called post ID and perform a unique count. So take post ID and do a unique count. Why are we doing a unique count and not a simple count? Because it is possible that in real time data frames there is duplication. So one post we have multiple rows for them, right? So that is why it is better to count unique so that our solution is generalized. Since we grouped by the day of the month, we need to reset the index so that we have it as a column, right? So let me go ahead and run this. Let's see what do we get here. So now you have the day of the month and the user activity. This is very similar to our expected output. The only difference is the name of the column that we have is post date in our expected output, but in our output currently it is day of the month. So we can go ahead and rename columns as well. So rename, what do you want to rename? Columns, and then you can provide the key value pair. So the old name that we have is day of the month, and you should replace it with the new name that we have is post date. Let me go ahead and run this. Let's see what do we get. So now if you look at it, our output looks exactly like the expected output. Let me go ahead and submit to pass all the test cases. So everything is green and this is output. So not a difficult question. What we basically did was, firstly we imported the date time library because it is very powerful. Then we extracted the day of the month from the post date, and this is a date time data type. Once we had the day of the month, we grouped by the day of the month and counted the post ID unique numbers so that we get the user activity. We reset the index and rename the columns to what is required in our output. So yeah, this is how we do it. Let me know if there's a better way or more efficient way to solve this question. Let the solution be in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.